Hi friends, it's Taylor from CapCut Art Studio, and today I'm here to walk you through our first ever craft kit, Dragon Eyes. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite projects we do in the studio. If you've been in the studio, then you've played with the main material that we use to make these, and that's called foam clay, which is probably the most therapeutic art material ever. So this isn't just for kids. Welcome adults if you're here to make a dragon eye with us, and congrats on taking some time to get creative and play a little bit. So I will show you the steps. I will walk through the steps on how I make my dragon eyes. I'll give you tips and tricks and some little options to get the foundation down. But if at any point you're feeling inspired to go a completely different direction, please do. Art is about creativity. We're meant to be creative. So please follow your instincts, experiment, and play. These kits are designed to bring a little bit of TwoSuns into your home. So I thought while filming this tutorial, I'd welcome you into mine. All right, let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and open up our boxes. Each box is unique, meaning it has 5 different clay colors, 2 different dragon eyes, and a variety of gems. You'll also find inside the box a little dragon eye printout for inspiration that you can also color after, and 2 templates. Each kit comes with enough materials to make 2 dragon eyes. So let's get started on the first one. I like to look at this image and look at the scales, the horns, the different layers, and the stripes, and get inspiration. To start, you'll need to choose one clay color. This will be your base color. It'll be the least seen, but it will pop out a little bit. This is just to give us a foundation to start layering on other colors. A little tip for opening these packets: cut across the top and then cut down the middle and open it like a book. When you do that, the whole piece of clay will pop out. Play with it for a little bit, smush it in your hands, and then start layering it onto the base of the eyeball. You want to cover up the entire piece of paper. This is a good place to add texture if you want, or make it super smooth, whatever you feel for your dragon. Next, we're going to pick an eyeball. I'm going with the red and yellow today, and you're going to smush it right in the middle. Pick another color, and let's add an eyelid. This eyelid is what's going to give your dragon a really realistic look. We're going to want a top eyelid and a bottom eyelid. I do this by rolling little clay worms in my hand and then pressing them around the eyeball. Now comes the fun part, in my opinion: adding scales and textures. So a great way to give a scale look is to roll the clay into a ball, smush it, and then start overlapping them. As you can see, it very quickly starts to resemble scales. And you can do these of all sizes. You could do small, big. You could do a pattern. I'm doing all green, but you could do every other color. You could do rainbow. It doesn't have to be one color. You can use all of your clay at any point. Another thing I like to do is roll out 2 different colored worms and twist them together. Sometimes this just gives it a little mythical look. You can also then roll that clay together and marble it and make some marbled scales. This is the fun part where you really just get to start adding on layers and textures. Now I like to add horns to my dragons. I think this gives it a really fun look. So you can roll mini worms in your hand, pinch them into triangles, and then press them anywhere on your dragon eye. I tend to do them on the top and the bottom, but I have seen people do them along the eyelids, sort of like an eyelash, if you will. I've seen friends turn them into eyelashes. I've also seen friends not do horns at all. Maybe your dragon doesn't have horns around its eyes. It's totally up to you. Now go ahead and just work through adding layers. The more you add, the more details you add, the more realistic and unique your dragon eye is going to become. I like to layer on top, and I also like to add texture. So here you can see that I took my scissors and I pressed into the clay, and it gave it a nice little texture. I felt like I wanted to add a little more, so then I went in and added tiny little clay worms on top of the line indents, and again added more texture. You can use forks, you can use your scissors. And now comes my favorite part, adding the gems. It gives it such a fun, fantasy feel. So you're just gonna take your gems and smush them in. This part's super satisfying. And what's cool is that this clay dries, and when it dries, these gems stay in place. There's no glue needed. Go ahead and work your way through. There's enough gems for both eyes. You could cover them in gems if you want. And send me a picture if you do, because I haven't seen that yet. You also don't have to add gems. That's totally preference. I've seen some without gems that are just as cool. Now that I've added my gems, I just continue working through the process of adding layers and details. I felt like my horns needed a little more, so I went through and added a little bit of white to kind of bring in the white from the bottom part of my dragon and create some balance. I did have to chuckle because it kind of made it look like teeth, but I don't know, maybe my dragon has teeth on their eyes, on its eyes. They are mysterious creatures. Go ahead and use your paper for inspiration. Just keep adding layers and layers. You can see I'm adding more to my eyelid. I wanted a bit more of the gray to pop out. And just work through it. Adding a little bit more scales at the bottom and on the side, much smaller scales. I decided I wanted to create a little pattern with it. As you can see, the more you add, the more detailed and unique it's going to become. More gems, of course. Yay, gems. Now have fun and get creative. And send me pictures or bring your dragon eye by the studio because I love to see what you create. Thanks for supporting Two Sons.